So hi, welcome to the Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
Alex.
And I'm Lenny, and we're from the band Down Again.
I'm gonna ask them some questions today about their new EP, "Bury the Bones." So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
It's been very exciting so far. A lot of people have been giving us really positive feedback. Definitely more people are listening to it than our previous releases. So everything's trending in the right direction, and we're really happy.
Oh yeah, it rips.
Awesome.
Very good.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, oh,
I'm sorry. No, go for it.
oh no, you kind of cut out near the end.
Sorry. I said, oh yeah, I'm super stoked off it. It's different. It's way more exciting to kind of like hone in the sound that we really, really wanted on this EP.
That's
Oh,
good. Is there any meaning behind the EP title "Bury the Bones" and the cover art?
Yeah, absolutely. So the EP itself ties into our debut album, The Devil is a Gentleman. These songs are all kind of connected to that first album. So a lot of the lyrics tie in, a lot of references to those songs. So Alex actually came up with the EP name because it's a line from the Devil is a Gentleman. The song, The Devil on Your Shoulder, references burying the angel on your shoulder. So it's like bury the bones with the angel on your shoulder. So Alex was like, we should name this EP Bury the Bones as a callback to that line from the first album.
Oh,
like
super
that.
sick. And the cover art.
The cover art, we actually hit up the guy who did the artwork for Eternal Nightmare by Chelsea Grin.
Huh?
And he's also worked with like Dance Gavin Dance and a couple other people. And we basically, told him what the themes were of the EP, told him, like some of the lyrical content. And he basically came up with the design just based off of the stuff we told him. So
Oh, okay. Very
Sick.
cool. So can you tell us a little about your writing process for this album?
yeah, a lot of these songs we've been working on for a while, like Your Words and The Fire, we had actually started working on while we were in the studio recording The Devil is a Gentleman. And then the other three songs kind of shortly thereafter. So usually songs will start as an idea before we even have, lyrics or melody. It'll be like, okay, this is the feeling I want to go for. This is the topic I want to cover. And so it usually, once it gets out of the idea phase,
Mhm.
the song kind of could either start lyrics, melody, music, never really know, but they always start with the idea. The idea usually comes first.
Okay.
Okay. Sick. So I want you two to tell us your favorite lyric off this EP and the meaning behind it.
Okay. Alex, you want to go first?
Jeez. I think, God, it was for the longest time, it was like the only like music I was listening to before we released it was this EP. I was just like, I just need to listen to it over and over and over and over. I really, really like the song Can't Make This Right, just like the whole theme of it. And so I don't know why, but I really like the song, or I really like the lyric, I hope you drive off a bridge and there's no one there to save you too. Because
Mhm.
to me, like everyone is like, oh, like lyrics need to be super like meaningful or
Mhm.
have like this big, like bigger meaning behind it. But like that lyric is so like, I'm sure like everybody has felt that feeling of like just being so mad in the moment that like you just have this like overwhelming like feeling, and you're just like, I hope it's not something you really feel, but it's
Mhm.
something that you just think about, and like it's just raw.
Mhm.
And I feel like that line in that song is like something that like punches through and like could connect a lot of people to this like you know universal feeling that no one ever talks about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that line a lot too. My favorite line from the EP is from Your Words, and it goes, am I a good man? I couldn't say. I don't think good men are so full of rage, but you'll never catch me asking for mercy. If I burn, I know that I'll be deserving.
Hmm.
And it's basically just like a song about growing up in the church and growing up as a Christian, and then kind of dealing with a lot of bullshit in
Mhm.
that religion, and
Yeah.
then coming out of it and being like, you know, real pissed off, but
Mhm.
just this feeling of like the traditional idea of a good Christian man, like not fitting into that anymore, and then feeling like, you know, I don't know, coming to grips with, just not fitting that mold of what you thought a good man should be your whole life.
Mhm.
For sure.
Mhm.
So where was your headspace at when you guys were writing the CP?
Uh, you could probably guess, but I think, the three of us as a band, I think universally we're going through feelings of like anger and depression.
Uh-huh.
different things at the same time. So it was kind of like we all collectively were going through the same feelings, different shit situations, and then somehow we all were connected on that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like even we actually all live in different parts of California. I'm in the Bay Area. Alex lives in Southern California, and then Lucas lives in Northern California. But
Oh wow.
somehow it seems like we're all the universe kind of connects us by putting us through similar bullshit at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think the headspace was dealing with a lot of anger
Mhm.
with the situations, a lot of just general frustration. I think regret is another theme. But like, I think my first answer was depression, and I think the first album was way more so depression, and this EP was moving more into like anger and frustration than sitting in the depression.
Mhm.
So it, if you listen to both, I think that would come through a little bit. You could hear more, angst than just like sadness.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, how do you recommend your fans to listen to this EP for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends? Should they put on some headphones, turn off the lights? Should they blast it at a party? What do you guys personally recommend?
I definitely would recommend the headphones, the kind of isolated, let
Mm-hmm.
it sit with it, and I think every artist kind of wants the listener to listen to what they're really saying, to
Mm-hmm.
notice the details of the song. But definitely I think this EP, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. I don't think any of the songs are really like fantastic singles,
Mm-hmm.
but if you listen to it as a collection of music, I really think it paints like a pretty unique picture that you're not going to get from a lot of other, EPs that are only 5 songs.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm a big fan of the car test for an album or for
Yeah.
an EP. And I live in Southern California. I live like right next to PCH. So like my thing with this album was like just put it on in the car, go on a drive at night, just drive down PCH, and just like I guess feel like the emotion of the EP in the car. Like
Mm-hmm.
as loud as you can, just drive and listen and like kind of experience the EP that way is how I recommend people listen to it.
All
I
right.
love it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this EP for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less. Both you have to do it.
3 words or less. Angry emotional breakdown.
Okay.
Perfect. All right.
Um,
Don't think too hard.
Just fucking mad.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect. That's perfect. So, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this EP to invoke in your listeners?
It's a very self-reflective EP.
Mhm.
Like a lot of the anger and frustration is pointed back at myself. Like I know you guys actually talked to Lucas
Mhm.
about the acoustic EP, which had the song Gray on it, and then we did a full band version of Gray for this EP.
Mhm.
And like, that song basically is just 3 minutes straight of like self-loathing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
talking shit about myself kind of.
Yeah.
And then but like also like trying to learn from it and grow from it and not just being like, oh, I guess I just fucking suck. It's like looking back at the mistakes I've made and hating it so much that you're not going to repeat it.
Mhm.
Okay.
And like a lot of the songs, have that kind of common theme. Like Predisposed talks about, like basically the whole song is like, what's wrong with me? The Fire looks back at mistakes. Your Words looks back at mistakes. So it's a lot of self-reflection.
Definitely.
I almost think that this album is we all kind of wrote it, or this EP, we kind of wrote it in a weird way to get like some sense of catharsis from it.
Mhm.
Like kind of just coming to terms with like the fact that like you are the sum of all your parts, and like you're your shitty parts too,
Mhm.
and like you're your past, you're your shitty parts of your past, you're shitty parts of this stuff, but that doesn't define you. Like, you're your whole person.
Yeah.
So I think there's a weird sense of catharsis that I think people get when they listen to this album.
Definitely. So what band or artist influence you think you can hear on this EP, if any?
Definitely, I would say our number one influence are bands like Under Oath, Emery, Thrice, Seosin, like a lot of like 2000s kind of emo post-hardcore bands. Brand New is another one. And we try really hard not to sound like any of them. So I don't think anyone would listen to us and be like, oh, they sound like Under Oath.
Mhm.
But definitely, like, if you pick out very specific moments, I think you can hear it bleed through. Like, oh yeah, he was probably listening to They're Only Chasing Safety when he wrote that line,
Mhm.
So definitely, I mean, we're getting older now. We're all like, 27 years old. So we grew up on those songs. So they really kind of got imprinted on our souls. We still listen to Senses Fail and all those bands, early 2000 records constantly. So
Mhm.
All right.
Perfect. So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. You're going in. What is your snack of choice?
brown sugar Pop-Tarts and Red Bull.
Okay.
Brown sugar. Oh, I haven't had those in so long. They were so
So
good.
delicious.
Dude, I ate too many at one time. I just can't have them anymore because I feel sick because I had like 4 in a sitting. Don't recommend it. Ugh.
I'll avoid that then. Can't ruin my favorite.
Yeah, don't.
I'm doing the dragon fruit Red Bull
Ooh.
and just any bag of pretzels. I don't care.
All right.
Every day.
Any bag.
He is always eating pretzels.
All right. Fair
It's a-
enough.
it's a
They're
good
pretty
food,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be, and why?
Oh man. Oh, if I had to say, I think we might be like an Impossible Whopper,
Mm.
because like a lot of people hate on it. They're like, why does Burger King have an Impossible burger?
It's pretty
Like,
fucking good though.
it's Burger King, but it's good. It's good, exactly. And it's like kind of unexpected.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's what we would be.
It's
All right.
familiar but different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good answer.
It's a new twist on a classic.
There There you go. See, that's good.
We're fake meat.
Fake meat. Okay. Don't think that one will stick, but okay, sure. So for these last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you guys.
Absolutely.
Sick. So we're actually going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh, okay. If I could have one more meal,
Mm-hmm. One last meal.
maybe I would go with coffee because I really love coffee.
Okay. Gonna be wide awake for that execution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll be lasered in.
Yeah.
And maybe like a breakfast burrito because I feel like that would complement the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, since Lenny took mine, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna do. So I don't eat meat, but I'm gonna do like the hottest vegan chicken wings I can get,
Mm-hmm.
and like cherry vanilla Coke with like
Ooh,
all the ranch. Yeah,
Beautiful.
that sounds
beautiful.
really good. Sounds really good.
That does. So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
Man. My favorite fictional world is Lord of the Rings, but don't think that's where I would choose to live.
Oh, okay.
Sounds a little brutal.
Mhm, just a little.
If I could be like a Jedi, that'd be pretty tight.
No.
No, they have too many rules.
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
You could be a rebel.
True, I could be a rebel.
Mm-hmm.
But then if I see a Sith Lord coming, I'm toast.
You could just be a Sith
this is
Lord
getting
then.
Rough. It's like a no rules Jedi. Perfect. I'll be a Sith.
And you get a cooler lightsaber color.
100%.
It's a win-win.
Red,
Yeah,
red's by far the coolest lightsaber.
it is. It is.
what I've been obsessed with. I've been watching a lot of Lord of the Rings. Actually, I think I would want to be an elf. That would be super sick. I would just run through
Really
the
cool.
forest, and like the elves seem chill. I would just
Mhm.
just hang out. I would be an elf.
Okay.
in Lord of the-
That's interesting because we never get the elf answer for Lord of the Rings. We always get hobbits. Like
No.
I want to be in. Yeah.
Yeah, the elves seem cool. They seem like they just
Elves
like
are cool.
Mhm.
just like hang out in the forest and like live forever and
Exactly.
Nope. with them. I like to be left alone a lot.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
That's true.
That's fair. I get that.
Yeah, that's me. I like to be left alone a lot, so I think I'd be an elf and just like do elf shit. I don't know.
Do elf shit. There you go.
Do elf
Perfect.
shit.
Practice with your bow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Awesome. So I actually have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question.
Oh shit.
It is.
What is your favorite color?
Green. Green by far.
You have a specific shade of green?
Like grass, but like really healthy, vibrant grass.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
So mine is the exact same color, except for I am like obsessed with like dark pine green.
okay.
Ooh,
go.
yeah. That's good.
That's my go-to.
All right.
Love it.
Well, as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Yeah, go check out our YouTube. We just put out 3 music videos to go along with the EP. We put a ton of work into them. We worked with Tyler Dugoni from Visual Hype, and he absolutely killed it. So if you like the EP, go check out the visuals we put with them.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you for staying with us, guys. It's been down again, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.